Greetings! Welcome to another edition of Paper Plate Craft and Storytime. Today, in honor of summer, we're going to be making paper plate ice cream cones. An ice cream cone that will never melt. You will need either 1, 2, or 3 paper plates to do this craft. So here we have, with 1 paper plate being the cone and 1 paper plate being the ice cream scoop. This ice cream will never melt, but if you want to, you can add a second scoop to your ice cream cone, and now you have a double-decker ice cream cone, which will never ever melt. And you can decorate your ice cream cone however you would like. I'm going to be showing you how to make this craft, but before we do that, I thought we'd read a nice summer book. This is called Joe on Holiday. Joe is going on vacation. Joe on Holiday. Illustration and text by Victoria Bernard. Here you go. And there is Joe. And going on holiday is like going on vacation. It looks like he's going to the beach. Joe is having his very first holiday vacation. He loves the seaside and going away. A lot of you, if you live close to the beach, can go to the beach almost every day. To Joe, it's a special vacation. And you can see they're making sandcastles there. There's boats out in the ocean. There's a crab. And, of course, there's Joe getting to enjoy the seashore. And look what he's doing. He's jumping in the ocean. Of course, it gets really hot during the summer, which is why we're making ice cream and why we want to go swimming in the ocean. What else is he doing at the seashore? Why, he's building sandcastles. I bet a lot of you do that too when you go down to the beach. And there he is, in his very own sandcastle that he built. Joe is having so much fun on his vacation. Oh, he sits on a donkey and shouts, "Look at me!" Well, of course, we don't have donkeys in Huntington Beach, but where Joe is going, they have donkeys on their beach. He's getting to ride the donkey on the beach. The creatures that live in the rock pools are fun. That's true. If you go, sometimes you will see little hermit crabs and big crabs in the tide pools. And of course, what does he do on a hot summer day? He gets an ice cream cone, which is why we're making ice cream cones today. And his ice cream treat tastes great, but it melts. You can see it's melting in the sun because it's so hot. Luckily, our ice cream cones that we'll be making will not melt. Joe's holiday photos fill him with cheer. He's already looking forward to going on vacation next year. And of course, because we live in Huntington Beach, we can visit the beach almost every day. And this is the book, Joe on Vacation. And we're going to be making our paper plate ice cream cones. So as I said, we'll be needing either 2 or 3 paper plates. If you just want to make the cone, then you just need 1. The first thing you want to do is you want to take your paper plate to make your cone. I recommend coloring it first. Let me show you the sample. Here we go. Here's the sample. And you can see I did little crisscrosses. I did it with crayon. You could do it with paint if you wanted to, or felt pen. Did crisscrosses in different shades of brown to make it look more like an ice cream cone. And you want to do that before you roll your plate, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking our paper plate and we're going to roll it, because we're going to roll it into the shape of a cone. You can see we've rolled our cone. Here it is. Might want to just roll it a little tighter down there. You just kind of shape it with your hands. And now we have a cone. It's going to look a lot more like a cone if you've already colored it brown. And then I stapled mine. You could tape yours or glue yours, but staple, because we want to keep it in the cone shape, is probably the best thing to do. We're going to staple it shut. There we go. There's our cone. Now, there's a little trick we're going to do, because you can see this isn't flat. We need to make this flat for our scoop. So we're going to take a pair of scissors, and I have some nice scissors right here, and we're just going to cut this straight across. Cut it straight across, and voila, we have made our ice cream cone. So this is our cone. All right, now it's time to make our ice cream. We're going to take another paper plate. And you are going to fold your paper plate in half. Now this time you can wait to decorate it if you want to before you put it, before you put on your cone. You can put it on the cone and then decorate it. It's up to you. But this is going to be your ice cream scoop. Now how do we get it to stay on the cone? This is what I did. We're going to cut slits in our ice cream. How do we do that? We're going to hold it up to the cone like this, so, and then we're going to mark on the bottom of the plate where it matches with the cone. So we're going to mark it, and it's hard to do with one hand, so I'm going to have to put this down so I can mark it, and then I'll show you what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to mark it where the ends meet the cone. All right, I want to show you what I did. Here you can see I put marks right here, and it should meet where the cone meets because that is where we're going to put the slits in our ice cream. What do I mean by slits? Let me show you. We're going to cut where the lines are 2 slits. All right, see that? Just two slits like that. All right, now this should fit on our ice cream cone. There, see how it slides in like that? And we're going to slide it in the other end. There you go. We've made our ice cream cone, and there it's sitting on the ice. See how it stays? By doing that little slit. Now, if you want to, you can get fancy. You can just leave your ice cream cone like this. If it's a single scoop, that's fine. If you want to get fancy, you can round the edges. Let me show you the sample. Of course, these aren't. Here I rounded the edges to make it look more like an ice cream cone. So I cut the corners off. I just rounded this off here. You don't have to. You can just leave it like this if you want. And it will not melt. So you can have your ice cream cone look like this. Now let's say you want to have a double-decker scoop. This is how I did the double-decker scoop. All right, I'm going to take my next plate. Here it is. I'm going to fold my next plate. And then with my next plate, I actually stapled the top of the plate to keep it together, or staple on the side so it stays together. Why do I do that? I'm not going to staple it exactly on top because I might want to punch a hole in there so I can hang up my ice cream cone. I'm stapling it, see right there, so it stays together. Why? Because we are going to cut the bottom part of the plate out so we can fit it over our top scoop. So I'm going to cut out the bottom. I'm cutting where I folded it. But it's going to stay together because we stapled it. All right, we've cut this. Now you might want to get fancy like I did. I rounded the edges of my scoop. You see I kind of scalloped it? Let's go ahead, I'll show you what that looks like. You don't have to draw a line, you just kind of scallop it here. You know, kind of go up and down and up and down and up and down. And if you want to round the edges, make it look more like a scoop, there you go. Now it has kind of rounded edges. And you can now place it over. The thing about this, punch out your, so it's kind of three-dimensional here. You can now put this over your first scoop, like so. And now to get it to stay, you can staple it. Let me show you. All right, so we take our stapler. We're going to staple the edge right here so it stays on top of our scoop. There you go. We're going to staple the other side. We now have our paper ice cream cone. Now if you want to, you can even punch a hole on top and you can hang your paper ice cream cone to remind you of all the fun you have on hot summer days. And as I said, if you want to, you can round the edges of your ice cream cone to make it look more like an ice cream scoop, but you don't have to. It's up to you. And you can make your favorite flavors. Now I want to show you the sample again. For the ice cream cone I made, I had some pom-poms, I had some sequins. You could actually use actual cookie treats if you wanted to. You know, if mom lets you. You could put on those little candy dots. You could put on candy sprinkles. You could use glitter. You can use buttons. You can just draw like I did down here. Your very favorite flavor. You can make swirls. You can make it like an ice cream sundae and put a little cherry on top. You can make your ice cream cones any way you'd like. And they won't melt, and you can keep them all summer long. Well, this is Miss Barbara signing off. Let's sing our goodbye song before we go, shall we? All right, get your clapping hands ready, and here we go. Now it's time for us to go. It's time for us to say goodbye. But it won't be long, my friends, until we meet again. So long, farewell, goodbye. Well, until next time, this is Miss Barbara signing off. Remember, a picture pictorial of this craft will be put on the Friends of the Children's Library of Huntington Beach Facebook page. Until then, everybody stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.